battery 20%. Connected to Motorplay and Galaxy A6.
So free ride today, about 24 kilometers, about 300 altitude. Hey man, how are you? There wasn't any good race starting, so we decided to go batch hunting. and we went for the Greater London 8. It's should be 23 kilometers, something like that, and about 300 altitude meters. And then we got the badge. So perfect ride. We don't have any limitations for this ride, so we can just push whenever we want and chill whenever we want. It's not a recovery ride, but I didn't feel like waiting for a race because it's getting too late. Yeah man, it's been a nice and sunny day. I've done a lot of chores in the house, especially in the garden today. I did have to look to my little daughter the entire day, so yeah, it's been a busy day. It's drained some energy out of me already, so maybe better there wasn't a nice race starting. We might be disappointed. Yeah, but these kind of rides are pretty chill. You can push a bit, you can chill a bit, and in the end you get a badge. One badge closer to completing them all, right? We did keep in mind the altitude meters for our own little uber impressive challenge. So 300 altitude meters is pretty okay for a 23k ride. We'll see how long we do over this ride. Maybe we add a small one after it as well. If we're tired, or just call it a day. I always find it hard to estimate my time if it's a lot of altitude meters. Like, I know it's 23 kilometers, so I would say it's like 45 minutes. But then if you add a lot of altitude meters, you add time as well. So I think it'll be closer to like 50 minutes for this ride. We don't have any water restrictions, so we can push a little bit on the climb, which makes the time go faster and makes us sweat a little bit. It's a hot day here, man. How's it at your place? Where are you from? Oh man, but you guys are blessed with suntime, right? The West Coast. I immediately think of Los Angeles and San Diego. Crazy, man. Washington, so the north. It's a little bit colder, but hope everything is good with you health-wise and your family. Heard a lot of stories about America at in this time. I've done a road trip in California. We landed in LA, went to San Diego, then all the way through the valley to Las Vegas, Zion National Park, we then Monument Valley, then to Flagstaff, around to Vegas, and then through the desert again to LA. It was an amazing trip, amazing country. I really fallen in love with USA. If it wasn't as hard to get a green card, I would have been there already. And then I went to San Francisco as well on another trip. So I've seen a little bit of the USA, just a small bit though. So the first few Ks are totally flat, so it's pretty much going fast at this point. We are 1/3 of the way almost of the entire lap, but there is some serious climbing coming up. Well, one really big one, of course. My vacation time has started, so I will be doing more time on the bike next couple of weeks in preparation to that Uber Pretzel half of May. I will be trying to do 8,000 altitude meters. And then do the last one, 2,500 something in one ride. Will be awesome. But yeah, we have to prepare a little bit towards longer rides. 6 hours on the bike. It's more easy outside than inside, I guess. The longest we've done before is just over 3 hours, or just, yeah, around 3 hours. We did 25 laps of the volcano course. You want to get that badge, and if you do the 25 laps, you also get the 100 kilometer badge. So it was a nice combo to do. We did that one of the first weeks we started drifting. As a personal thing, but that course was almost all flat. So we just cruised to that solo. I think the Uber Pretzel will be a little bit harder. It's longer, it's a lot of climbing. So hopefully I might get some people convinced to do it with me and have like a little group ride. I'm not sure how I will do it tactically. Like, do I want to push a little bit harder in the start to get some good times. So we don't spend like 8 hours on the bike, of course. But then again, we don't want to be totally empty while we start off the dirt. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it on a good way. It's gonna be so nice to do that one. Yeah, we have good training, right? Because if we manage to hit that 8,000 meters in the next 3 weeks, that actually is nice progress. We have climbed over 2,500 to 3,000 meters every week in the last 3 weeks. So we have been doing our climbing works. Last week we did the Lutcher route, which should have been 400 meters, but what they didn't advertise was we had to do 400 meters of climbing, and then you start the Lutcher route, which is another 400 meter climbing, the same route. So basically you did 800 meters to get the badge, and we did that in a recovery ride, so we weren't able to go over 200 watts. So it was a pretty long ride, 1 hour and 45 minutes, I guess, to complete that one. Yeah. I started the day thinking, let's do the Lutcher route, and then after I completed that, I'm gonna do the clockwise Lutcher, which is a badge as well, just in the other direction. That was the plan. So 800 meters was actually the plan, but getting 2 badges on the go. But yeah. I knew when I started I didn't pass any banner. So on the first climb we already kind of knew what was going on. But hey, we had the time, so we completed that one just perfect. And we have that one in the bag now. I will do the counterclockwise soon. I was thinking about doing the Surrey Hills route today, but it was just about 50 kilometers. I was pretty tired, so a little bit of a lazier one today. That happens too, right? It can be on point every day. We'll try and push a bit harder on the climb to get the feeling of the workout and then relax on the rest of the ride. And before we know it, we are done. Sporting wise, I'm more like a morning person. I don't like to wake up to go riding, but I like to do it in the morning when I'm still fresh, and I always feel like my legs and my lungs are better in the morning than in the evening, especially after a day where you have to entertain the kid all day, do chores, cook, all that stuff, and then when she's asleep, get it on the bike, and then give it all you have left in your body, right? You don't really feel like starting, but then once you're pedaling like now, you are getting more into it, and probably after the climb, I'm awake again. I'm ready for more. I think we're almost done with the fast flatty part, and we'll soon cross the river. I think my next challenge after the Uber pretzel will be to actually upgrade. So I will have to set a goal for a certain weight, which is probably around 80 kilograms. That's I think my sweet spot. But probably have to work 2 or 3 months for that to get there, like really work for it. And that's food wise, especially because we've been riding well. We've been riding a lot. We can ride more, and especially longer rides instead of the short races I've been doing, which will be better for fat loss. But they don't entertain me as much as the races. I'm a real competitor, so I really like those. So I have to work on my weight food-wise. So I'll probably come after the Uber pretzel. That's the next challenge. Have like a nice food schedule. Eat healthy. No snacks, no beers, no alcohol. Will be hard, but I guess if I work towards it, 2 months would be a realistic goal. That means by July we can go to the 80K. And I think if I can maintain the same numbers as I'm doing now, that will be good enough to get like average V class. Because we're really close to be upgraded. We're around 3.2 average, which is the category limit. On the short races we do 3.3. Last week we actually did our first and best FTP climb on the Bologna Trail at 3.6 was a kilo. So yeah, that's been unique, so we cannot really go from there, but still we did that. And that means we're getting stronger and better. So if I get boosted to B class, I will be dead last now because I'm so close on the border. So if I lose the weight, we might go to an average B rider, which is better for the competition, mind me. we still have some crazy rides ahead of us, right? Because the Uber Pretzel is one of them, but then you have the Four Horsemen as well, which is about the same but a little less distance, but the same climbs in it. And then you have the half PRL here in London, which is about 3 hours or something as well. And then we have the full PRL, which is insane as well. It's 2,400 meters. But let's start with the Uber Pretzel first, and then go from there. Meanwhile, we are on the foot of the hill, so the climb is gonna start. We're gonna be pushing a bit harder here, gain some time, and get the heart rate a little bit up. Not sure how long it takes though. I've done it quite some time, but I always forget how long we actually do about it. There we go. The Box Hill. You Zwift yourself as well, Physique? Tell you that we are in just under 9 minutes. Let's see if we're close to that. Should be halfway. Hey man, we're doing really well. So I was feeling a little tired. Decided to let the races go. Wasn't anything that really tickled my senses. So I decided to do the route batch of the Great London 8. One more climb. Okay. Lucky you. I had my rest day yesterday. Wasn't really feeling like riding because it's pretty late. So that's why we did this route, right? Get some altitude meters towards our goal. Get the badge. And in the end, a little bit of a workout as well. We did 3 seconds faster than last week. But last week was in a race. We had a little bit left in the tank, so that's good. Good to know towards the future. The climb gave us a little bit of a workout in this chilly ride. There's one more small climb, right? Like a little bit after the railway. There's like a 50-meter ramp, but it's like really steep. So let's try and push there as well. Get above 1000 watt sprint in, and then we had a complete workout. Then we have the warm-up start for the first 10k, and then the active climb where we pretty much went very well on. No real breaks there, no points where we hesitate. We always have to be careful on those transitions. If it goes like up and then down a little and then up again. Is this a sprint? Yeah, let's do sprint here. It felt harder than it looked. Yeah, I felt I was pulling stronger than 1000 watts, but hey. Have to be careful a bit as well, because if I go like an animal on my bike and I want to push my my best, then the trainer is actually jumping on the ground, and then I have troubles explaining that to the miss who's downstairs watching some TV right above that trainer. I think she'll start jumping as well if I go really all out in a sprint. Like when I first bought the trainer, I wasn't really trained on sprinting on indoor trainers, so I was still like wobbly like outdoors. We had to really practice on the up-down sprint for indoor riding, but it's always been one of my strongest points, so I'm least training on my strongest point, because it's already pretty good. If I can just maintain a plus 1000 watt sprint, I am really happy with that. So I've been training from day one on endurance, but yeah, endurance in my eyes is like race endurance, 30-40 minutes. That's endurance for me. And I want to be able to do the Zwift language, right? So like the first 5 minutes, go berserk, all out, crazy, totally kaput, and then try to recover as quickly as possible. Go with the track knowledge, push where you have to push, chill where you can chill, and the better you know the track, the easier that is. And then hopefully what we want to achieve is after 40 minutes of that zigzag yo-yo effect, we want to still be able to yay! Yeah, we want to complete. We want to be able to hit that 1000 plus watts, because I've been noticing if we manage to get with the front group to the finish, they start too soon towards the finish, like 2 kilometers before the finish. I have to push 300 plus watts, and then I'm very fatigued once the actual sprint starts, and I'm not able to get even close to 1000 watts. Most of the time, if I have good legs, I'm hitting 800-900 watts in a race, and if the legs are gone, 600-700 watts only. Yeah, if Zwift racing is something you want to be good at, it's really important to be able to go in the red in the start, and we hope you are still alive when it calms down, and then hopefully get that recovery in. So that quick recovery in between, you can create like the perfect race training in the workout mode as well. If you just put 5 minutes above FTP, like for me, my FTP is now 290. So if I put like the first 5 minutes 340 watts, and then you go intervals. You go just under FTP and just above FTP, like 1 minute each for the next 15 minutes. And then you start ramping up again. You go to FTP, you go to just above FTP, you go to 320, 340, and then like a 20-second sprint. And then you have actually like we made like most races. And I've noticed the bigger the crowd in the start, the longer the starting period will last. Like if you have 50 people on the grid starting together, the starting pace will be only like 2 or 3 minutes. But if you have 100 people or more, the starting period can last more than 5 minutes. In the craziest races, it lasts the entire race because there's a lot of people who are in the wrong category, of course. But then, yeah, you have to be, you get dropped and you just go to the second group or the third group and you repeat the same process there. Doesn't really matter. If I lose some weight and I get better on climbing as well, I might do some more races with climbs in it. Try to get better there as well. The really long climbs like up the Zwift, that's out of my league. I will never be 40 minutes up there. That's insane. I'm at 1 hour and 3 minutes now, like 2 weeks ago, and I'll probably push that under an hour one of my next tries, but I'll never get under that 50-minute margin. My weight will never be good for that one. But those shorter ones, like even the Epicon, which is like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, that should be doable. 20 minutes around FTP or just over FTP with a good weight. Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of them at this point. There's people that actually sandbag because they know they're really better and they just want to obliterate the group on the sea level and be like feeling really good about themselves. Those are the worst, of course, because they actually want to break some people. Then you have people who actually ride A or B class, but they're not feeling really good, like a little bit like I am today. You feel like a little bit fatigued and you're like, the beast is gonna be just a little bit too hard, but actually you are able to ride with them easy, but then you choose to ride with the C's just to have a little bit of an easier time and still compete and feel good about yourself. And then you have people who just have no clue. They just started Zwifting first couple of weeks, didn't get into racing yet. They just go like, oh, let's do that, clickety clickety. And they actually are really good outside riders and they have the strong of numbers. So yeah, I think that's about the 3 classes you can have. So sometimes they just sit in the front and they just go with the front group while they're doing their work or something on the computer. They're painting maybe or something, and then in the last minute, boom, they're gone. That's most of the time not that bad, because if you can ride at the front, it doesn't matter as an actual sea rider. But it's the ones who really pull all the time. Those are really annoying because they take the level up way too hard. And then yeah, the actual C's have to be dropped and they feel worse about that. But yeah, doesn't matter. I'm really curious. One of the next couple of days, it's not gonna be tomorrow, but I think the day after that, around 5 p.m. my time, that's 3 hours ago, there's a Crit City race, which is 10 laps, and it's organized by Zwift headquarters. and it already has the green cone software running, where if you join the wrong class, you get prompted that you are in the wrong class, and then you can choose the right class, or you can still join the wrong class. But if you decide to do that, the game does some Einstein calculations, something with your 1 minute and 5 minute average from previous races, whatever. And if you are in their Einstein theory, are not in the right category during the race, so you are putting too much power out for your doing, they will green cone you. And the green cone, it's an amazing invention that I really cheer on. It will not disqualify you, it will not throw you out of the race, but it will actually make sure that you will not be able to pull the group anymore, because your wattage will not be shown anymore. So you can still, if you are in the front group, go with the front group. If you are a solo, you can still ride, but it will limit your powers. So if you're being chased by a group, you will definitely be caught if you get green coned. And if you're in the front group, you can maintain with the front group if you go at the same pace. But if there's like a climb or a sprint, or there's gaps to be closed, you won't be able to close it. So eventually, if it's not the last lap, but eventually you will get dropped. And if it's the last lap, you won't be able to win the sprint because your guy will be limited in power. So if you start doing 1000 watts, it doesn't matter. It will go a little bit faster, and that's actually what I'm waiting for, because it will make racing in C and B class and D class as well, but that's not for us anymore. But for us in C and B class, will make racing a lot more handy. And even though it won't solve the problem straight away, it will solve a lot of people choosing the right group to not be coned. And if they do and they get coned, they are not ruining the race as much as they are now. Because like last crit race we did, I think it was 3 days ago, we came in 32nd position, 32nd in Zwift, 32nd out of 100 and something, which is not that good for a crit race, but the pace was insane. And if we looked at the results, I was the first rider who was doing, I did 3.3 average, so actually I was 0.1 over it. But all the rest, the closest to me was 3.6, and I think over 20 people were over 4 watts a kilo. So that means 31 people were actually not in the right group. 31 people. It's crazy, right? So the entire first group that we were struggling to follow was not riding in the right category. So they would have all been coned if that was a thing already. So I got the gold medal on Zwift Power for that race. 32nd position in Zwift and gold medal on Zwift Power. It's insane. Crit City is a really awesome race for my weight, because I get a lot of momentum from the draft, from the group, and it's mostly flat instead of the little climb that's in there, but that's just high press power, which I'm good at, so that's cool. And I feel like people doing lighter weights, like 75 kilograms, they have to do like 4 watts a kilo, 4.2 watts a kilo to be in the same group as my 3.3 was a kilo. So that's a nice feeling, right? I've seen that a lot of times in those crit races where we are in the front group. All the people around us are doing way more watts per kilo than us, which is the reason why I think if we get boosted to B class, the Crit City race will be the first race where we can actually get some results in. Because if we can shake a little bit of weight off, we can get a little bit more power in. And I think with that, we can maybe like bridge to get decent result there. But yeah, on climbs I will be totally wasted if I join with those guys now. We'll have to get better. Yeah, that's it. That's so true, man. And as well on the flats, if you're low in weight, like 60 kilograms like you have to work way harder than me on flat roads. I have to work as well, but less harder. But yeah, if you manage to stick with the group there, which is possible because it's a group, you will be flying away on climbs, right? So if we start to climb together, even though I did less power than you or less energy than you, so I might start a little fresher to the climb, but you have so many.
Galaxy A6 disconnected.
You have 27 kilograms on me. So yeah, that's like a tiny person that's sitting on my back for the same climb. So if it's like 10-15 minutes, that might be comparable because I start fresher, so I can go a little harder on the climb and then maybe like get the advantage a little bit there and stick with you and then gain back time in the descent or on the flat after that. But if it's a longer climb, like Alpe to Zwift, even the Epicom is pretty long in my eyes, like 30 minutes. That's that's me gone. Meanwhile, we did 30.7k, so we actually did some extra kilometers while talking, which is nice. Yeah, you will work harder on the start and the flat. If you join a complete flat race, like the crit race, you will put more watts per kilo. Doesn't mean you put more watts, it's just, yeah, you have another watts per kilo ratio. So you work basically harder than me, yeah. But yeah, in Zwift there's a lot of altitude meters. There's not that much of flat roads. There you have the Tempus Fugit in the desert, but there's only like one race that stays there, because most races they do the Tempus Fugit as a start. So that's the first 10 minutes, 7k, and then you go through either Watopia, through the Epicom, not the Epicom, the Zwiftcom, whatever, the other com, or you go to the Volcano.com, or you go to Titan's Grove, which has a com as well. So a lot of climbing in in all three of them, and that's where you will have so much advantage. There's one race we did last month where it was by accident, I think. I joined that one, or there was nothing else, whatever. But it was the totally flat race in Tempus Fugit. So it was 15 kilometers where you just go down the desert, go around the roundabout and go back. It's completely flat. I think it's only like 8 altitude meters, so that's completely flat. We started as C class, but it was a race where A, B, C, and D started together. So you have different starting pans, but everybody started at the same time. So we started 500 watts, going really fast. Wanted to be in the first group, but then the B and the A class started with us, so they come flying past. We decided to go all in and try to follow them. We managed to get in the wheel, and I was doing FTP the entire ride. So back then it was around 270 watts, 270, yeah. And we were able to just barely stick in the wheel of the back of the peloton, so we didn't come to the front, like maybe once or something, but we didn't come to the front at all. We were just pushing FTP in a group just to hold on the entire ride, and I think we held on for like 12k, and on the last 2k they ramped it up, and I had to do like 400 or 500 watts just to hold wheels, so wasn't able to do that. But yeah, we won that race because we stick with the front that long. That's why I don't really like to go like multi-starts with other groups, because yeah, it's always like that. If you can hold on with the front really long, you have so much of an advantage. I think I had 2 or 3 minutes. It was like 20-minute race, and I had 2 or 3 minutes faster than the next guy, because yeah, race is going really fast, and if it's flat, the weight has advantage, really much advantage. The first guys that finished in that A group were doing 5.2 watts a kilo, and they only gained 40 seconds on me in that last 2 kilometers. So yeah, the difference is great. But if that group would have gone over the Titans Grove, so the hilly part, and then back to the finish, I would have been I would have lost so much time, because I burned so many matches sticking with the group, and then the hilly part starts, and I have a disadvantage, a really big disadvantage there with the weight. So I will get caught in from the back, and probably even get dropped by them as well, because they have more energy, because they went in slower pace. So sometimes you take a lot of risk going with the first group and going all out, because if you get dropped, you might get dropped by the next group as well, and lose even more time. So yeah, sometimes, but that's in real life as well, right? Thanks for the follow, man. Thank you so much. Tiagonaz Real. In real life as well, right? It's always, cycling is always about tactics, and it's always day from day. It's not gonna be the same every day. Even if you have the same people, it's gonna be different. So that's nice. You never know exactly what's gonna happen, but you can prepare as well as you can by knowing the track, which is really important in Zwift. Knowing where are your weaknesses. Like in the crit race, I know exactly where I have to really be careful. Like on top, if you do the dolphining on the top of the com, I really have to push harder. Uh, Even if you're tired, you have to push, because otherwise there's a gap, and that gap is going to get bigger for sure. And on every track, that is right. That's one of the reasons Mathieu van der Poel got dropped in one of those special races a couple of weeks ago. He didn't know the track as well as the pros who do this every day. Those pros, they know there's a small climb coming. They do like 900-watt sprints there. They know you have to get wheels, which gaps they need to close, which they don't need to close. It's not all about just raw power output. There are tactics to it. There are gambles in it. That's what makes it so nice, and for me, makes it so addictive, which I like. It's a good thing to be addicted to, I guess. Zwift. It's good for the health. It makes you stronger, and it's a nice way to meet other people, and spend your time. So I'm really happy with it. 31Ks today, even though we didn't really feel like it. It was no race, but we had a little bit of everything. We had that sprint in the end. We had a good climb, which will show here. Yeah, it was only 10 minutes, so this is average is a little bit lower. About 5 minute average is decent, right? Sprint, we just hit 1000 watts. I thought we did a little bit higher. I felt that we did a little bit higher, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. And we got the badge. We got the badge. Let me show you the badges. Um, here we go. When did I get this one? I didn't know I had this one. 14 days in a row. I had no idea I had this one. But hey, don't mind. Was not today for sure though. So we have the 3 ride-ons, give 30 ride-ons, give 100 ride-ons. Fan viewed for 15 minutes we have as well. We have a U-turn, we have connected to Stravaton, paired companion app, we have completed a workout. 10 miles, 14 kilometers, 100 kilometers. This one is still on the schedule as well. We'll probably do that, yeah, combined with something else, with a route badge of course. Not with the Uber Pretzel. I will be tired after those Uber Pretzel. It's 120k, so another 40k. I don't think we'll be feeling like it. So probably not that time, but we'll see. 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, 500 watts, 600 watts, 700 watts. Drafted. We have held 500 watts for 10 seconds. The jelly. 5 laps of the volcano, the 10 laps of the volcano, and the 25 laps of the volcano. We combined those two. That was really nice. A nice ride. This was a 100k ride as well. We climbed up to Zwift 5 times. We still have to do it 20 more times. Get that one, but sooner or later we'll get that. Then the route climbs. This was weird we don't have this one. I've done this one so many times, but probably not exactly the way it has to be done. So yeah, those are easy to go to get those, so those will be done soon. 4 horsemen will be very hard. Then the mega pretzel will be hard. The Uber pretzel will be really hard. I think the other ones are doable. We're in the mountain is the jungle circuit, so that's fun. The mountain bike kind of feeling. Out and back again is I think it's something Tempest Fudget and the flats, so this should be a fun one. 3 hills was a little bit long. We wanted to today. We did this one today. And those are really big ones, I guess. Those 4. Don't have many on the other ones. Those are a few really short ones, so I think we can do that one, few of them in one ride. Not sure one. This I wanted to combine, but that was so crazy. Yeah, man. Always welcome. I will put a date out for the Uber Pretzel once we are getting closer to the 47,000 kilometers we still have to do. I think, let me check. So we are at 40,500 now. So yeah, in about 6,000 kilometers, I'll know exactly what date, maybe a little bit earlier. Can do that one. So if you want to join for the long one, always welcome. If you want to do a shorter one as well, let me know when you have time. because we have some time differences. But maybe if I do a late run and you do an early one, or the other way around, we might do that one, and then we can create a meetup, and then pick one of the brutes we both don't have, and then go for it. There's a lot of routes to sink our teeth in. We did hit this one yesterday as well, 2 days ago, on the epic climb. For some reason, I wasn't even trying to get it, but for some reason we went for in that time we went over 100 kilometers an hour, which was nice. Ah, perfect, man. Let me know when you want to do it, and we uh, we pick a time, and we pick a route, and we make it work. It's 800, 900,000 watts, 1100, 1200. We had to work a little bit for this one. This took couple of weeks of trying, but at this point we're already over 1300 watts, but there's no badge for that, so this is the maximum badge we have. And 30 ride-ons. We got the 100 ride-ons we don't have yet, and then there's a V Everest, which is crazy, 8,800 meters in one ride. So yeah, a lot of time and a lot of challenges to do on Zwift in the future. We still have time. I've got a lot of time next couple of weeks, hopefully, um, if we stay in good health, to do some bigger challenges. And yeah, I think the Uber Pretzel won't be the only one we'll be doing next couple of weeks. We'll work to it, and hopefully after that period get stronger as well, because if we get stronger on the longer runs and get better on the longer runs, we might get better on the shorter ones as well, right? Who knows? Yeah, I want to focus on that. The open pretzel, I really want to focus. There's a lot of things I want to do, but I think this is the main challenge at this point. And the weight challenge, yeah, in real life is the next one. But yeah, on the way there, there's some small challenges, right? Like the route badges. I've only started doing those uh, like last week. Like really think of like what route I wanted to pick, but there's so much routes here that can be done in a short time, and there's routes where you have to like schedule a few hours of for complete. But yeah, sooner or later we'll get there. We'll get there. I'm gonna hit the shower. I'm gonna enjoy a beer, and maybe watch a movie or something. Enjoy the rest of the day. We have some more chores for tomorrow. So I think tomorrow might be something same as today. If we do around the same time and there's no real fun race starting, we might do another batch. If there's a good race starting, we'll probably just do the race because we really like racing. If it's possible, I might do it a small race during the midday if my daughter is sleeping, but it depends on the timing and how much cleaning up I have to do. But after that, we'll have a couple of days where you can schedule more. And the Zwift headquarters race with the cones is one of the challenges I wanted to do. It starts at 5 p.m. for me, so 3.5 hours ago. And I think it starts every day that time and only once a day. So I think not tomorrow, but the day after that, we'll do that race. It's on the Grid City race. It's one of my favorites, and I really want to see this cone thing in action. I really want to see it in action. It's not published yet, so it doesn't mean it's not really perfect probably yet, but still I want to see the people around me get coned and how this affects the front group. So yeah, looking forward to that as well, but that's in 2 days. So tomorrow it will be something like today, I guess. Physique, thank you so much for being in, man. June, thanks for dropping in. Tiagonas, thanks for the follow. I see you guys tomorrow, one of the next days. Physique, you can add me on Twitch if you want, and we'll have a chat about when you want to do that, or when you have time to do a meetup, and we'll which course you prefer, and then we'll set a date for that as well. Get some badges going, yeah? Thanks, man, for being here. Guys, thank you so much for the support, and I see you tomorrow.